So last night on WWE's NXT, we ended up getting where we had Ava at the end of the show came out to do the Women's Evolution Summit. So with that being said, you guys, she came out and named some participants that was going to be in this, was going to be in there. Of course, Lash Legend, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, so on and so forth. Of course, Fatal Influence did interrupt, GM Ava. And then after then, everybody else start interrupting. And then we get Stephanie Van from the main roster. Ended up saying that she's gonna win the women's battle royal, and also we ended up getting as well where they finally mentioned the name of the Dungeon Dolls, excuse me, came out. Jada Parker, she ended up making her ended up coming out as well. We also ended up getting where she was talking big and said it's her time now. And of course, they ended up brawling as soon as Jada Parker jumped into the ring because, Jada Parker is all about fight and she is less about talking on the mic. So with that being said, you guys, that was a pretty cool way to actually end the show because that was one of the interesting things, that I found out about the show and all you guys. And so I was very, happy with that. So of course, I like the way how they were showing that the main roster stars were coming out there. Well, coming, through the back door, you seen even Zelina Vega, you seeing her coming, but I don't think she came out to the ring, you guys. If they did, they probably came like a ringside where I can actually see them when Jada Parker pulled up out there. But I know I've seen Ivy now for sure. Of course, the Dungeon Doll. So I think this is going to be a pretty good show with this Women's Battle Royal. But if I had to pick somebody that was going to win, I'm definitely going to have to either go with Stephanie Vaquer or I'm going to have to go with Lash Legend. Could be Jada Parker as well. But yeah, of course, we did see the, they were going to do a tag match with Mike Santana and Joe Hendry, which are opponents to fight Trick Williams for the TNA the TNA World Championship. So, of course, we started out the show with Ricky Saints, a.k.a. Ricky Starks. He ended up coming out there facing the guys from, the Evolve show called The Vanity Project. And, of course, that's a great way to actually do it. He beat all three people. I don't know their names individually, but, I could care less. But Ricky Saints ended up trying to do, like, some kind of suplex on the apron thing, but it looked very sloppy. And I was like, oh, my God, what the world's going on here? And so with that, you guys, we also ended up seeing where he actually beat the Evolve champion over there as well. So, they do this pretty much, because these guys are like rookie-fied. They're not like, partials, like main roster stars where they'll kick out of like, one move or whatever. But he did, Ricky Saints did pick up the victory over all three of them in the gauntlet match. Of course, Tavion Heights and William Regal's son, Charlie Dempsey, ended up fighting each other. They came out together, same way how they did when they had Miles Bourne. But anyways, it was kind of stupid because of how it happened. And this is one part that really pissed me off last night, you guys, on on the show where we ended up getting where I forgot her freaking name. It made me so mad. She ended up throwing in the towel, you guys. And I'm like, Tavion Heights is not even like passed out or anything like that. And, it made, she just really pissed me off. I can't stand her. I can't wait till somebody beat the brakes off her, man, because that just really pissed me off. I know Tavion Heights, that man wasn't even trying to pass out or anything. Of course, I forgot this team name with Wesley them. They ended up having, this was pretty much one of the matches in the show where we had Trick Williams, two guys that Wesley know. I think it's High Rise, I think that's what the team name is. But they even though Mike Santana picked up the victory, they ended up beating him down. I was like, oh man. So Trick Williams versus Mike Santana versus Joe Hendry for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship at Slammiversary on July the 20th this month. So I know most of you guys probably will see that, but I would have to say that this match is, the High Rise guys, they're pretty entertaining and pretty good. We end up seeing Itamor, I think that's how you pronounce his name, came out there to talk to Obafemi, his challenge, his opponent, for the thing. But Josh Bridges, for some reason, it looks like he more likely will cost Josh Bridges will cause more of the thing, because we can definitely see that clear as day. Even a blind man can actually see this, because this is like very crazy of him to actually do this. So they're gonna do their little feud that's gonna go on. And then Obafemi is probably gonna go on back on to Jasper Troy or something like that, because Obafemi is really running out of challengers for real. And so, but Itamura, he I could say he's pretty good. I could say he's better. Like, to me, I'm saying he's better than Akira Tozawa, in my opinion, unless they're not using Akira Tozawa right. But anyways, you have some superstars from other promotions, Wrestling Noah, some of his friends and stuff like that was saying, bring that title home. We know you can do it. Even Io Sky, the women's world champion, was on there as well, saying it. Even a WWE Hall of Famer, the great Muta, ended up saying you can take the belt. And now if he does take that belt, this is definitely going to be crazy of, how it's going to happen. But we did get Lainey Reed in a match against Kalani Jordan. And Lonnie Reed, I mean, she's she made, when she first debuted a couple weeks ago, I thought she was a joke, but her wrestling skills are top tier. And the way how Kalani Jordan, she stood there for a second, I thought she was going to do like some kind of jumping stump thing or something like that, or a leg drop like her, like her fiance Carmelo Hayes do. But she ended up standing there, jumped backwards, and hit like a split leg moonsault. And I was like, whoa, where did that come from? So that definitely did surprise me as well, you guys. As you can see how she, it wasn't perfect, but I felt like she wanted to pull something out of her arsenal and actually perfect the move the best as she can. And I think this should be the move for her going forward. We did get the D'Angelo family. We did get Rizzo back there as well. So all three of these guys here will be fighting at NXT Great American Bash this Saturday, you guys. Jasper Troy, came and attacked Javon Evans. Not one time, not two times, but three times, you guys. And I was like, God dang. I was like, this man Jasper Troy is on a rampage. Like, he really wants, he really wants Obafemi. He really wants that championship, because he is like pummeling Javon Evans. He even like Jasper Troy came out there to the ring and was like, hey, I want that championship, and so on and so forth. He called general manager Ava, make it a triple threat match. And I was like, goodness Lord. But of course, we also got a thing where we had Blake Monroe, aka Mariah May, and Jordan Grace were on the phone, and she pretty much called her up like a Uber or something like that, and told her, hey, pull up, I want you to, come to my glamorous thing, and so on and so forth. But with that being said, you guys, we ended up getting where I can see where it's actually going to happen now, and it's been reported out, which we know sometimes the reports are true, that Blake Monroe is going heel come Great American Bash this weekend. I cannot wait to see, because that's how she became very famous over in AEW, as Mariah May, and I think WWE should definitely pull this trigger this weekend. So of course, you guys, the main event, we had Hank and Tank, which I don't really like these two, but they went to Booker T school. They ended up facing the Colling, which is Sean Spears, and I think Nico is the other guy's name. They ended up doing a match, you guys. The match was okay, but anyways, you guys, pretty decent show. I did like the last part of the show where they had the Women's Evolution Summit. Rating on the show, you guys, I would have to give it a 7.8 out of 10 stars. Till next time, you guys, Chris Russ Review will be back with more wrestling news, but another review for Friday Night SmackDown this weekend. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace, and have a great day.